All right, so I'm home, putting in a couple hours on this. So a lot of this is on, it's knowledge, but it's also on experimental use too. So a lot of this stuff is a little rough. It's beyond rough. So what we ended up doing for him, I will show you. Yes, it's rough. No, it's not perfect. Here it is. That's the backside. Not sure what I'm going to end up doing, so I can go on ahead and cover that up. But we ended up using a little board. Wasn't going to go through the whole ordeal of fiberglassing all of this. We were going to keep it simple. So, again, yes, I know the bottom part is rough. However, this is what I was talking about. Listen to it. Okay? Hold that thought, because we mounted that one. Hold that thought. Again, using the little tone generator. Okay? You know how much lower that is? It's a much bigger difference versus that. Had I would have left all of this open, it would have sounded just like that. That's why we went to the extent. So when he does have bass, it comes out really nice. Again, is it rough? Yeah. Again, getting back into it, some materials. This is, again, the experimental part was hearing some of the people using different materials to do this. There's a lot of different materials out there. I was experimenting with one, and the end result, again, it's just a baffle board. That's all it is. What I originally wanted to use was the MDF. The MDF would have cut far superior than this. However, it's not weatherproof. That's where the fiberglassing would have come into play. So we just needed a little baffle to hold everything up in place and see. I'll see where I go from there. But for the most part, everything's in. The 5 1/4 is not going to sit there and blow everything out. I did, between me and my son, we did glue all that in. So all of that is in there. But you heard the difference. Much deeper tone. So again, I mean, if you're a dabbler, things of that nature, again, the shit was rough. I'm not oblivious to it. So the whole fiberglassing part and doing all that would have been above and beyond extreme. Do they make 5 1/4 pods? Yeah. The problem is they're very deep. This is a very shallow pod. So it would never have fit. I would have had to need to cut and do all kinds of shit with it. So I have material here. Utilize the best of my interest with some of the stuff that was here. But you did hear the sound difference. So old school method, it's cotton, the foam. Will you hear the difference? You possibly may not. The foam will have just a little bit higher, just a hair. Again, that's one of those things where will you hear the difference? Possibly not. Will I hear the difference? A little bit. So that's your update. I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to post this for my guy. I'm going to send him pics. We are waiting on for some connectors so that we can do this. And connectors are going to be for here so that should we ever need to go back into there, do some type of servicing, we could just go on ahead and disconnect it, whatever the case may be. We made these really snug. So the last thing I would really want to do is just pull these out, break these or whatever. Should he ever decide to change them, I will give him a new fresh set of wiring. So that's your update. That's what's going on. Little tidbit on this. I don't know who the manufacturer is on this. They came in a clear plastic bag. No, they did not. Give me a second. That's what we ended up using. It's this stuff here. It's really good shit. I was just showing my son how it doesn't catch on fire. It'll burn, but it doesn't catch on fire. He was pretty impressed. However, it does what it says. It reduces noise, things of that nature, seals up the gaps. But it's nice shit. All it is just lint. And this is what they used to use back in the day on speaker boxes for home audio. So back in the day, if you ever have a good set, you're like, oh, fuck, these sound really good. Don't be surprised if this stuff is in it. All right? It's basically to slow the frequencies down. So that's your update. I'll let your boy.